ואני ברוב חסדך, אבוא ביתך, אשתך ואלכך על קודשך, ביראתך. מה טובו, מה טובו, אוהליה יעקב, משכנותיה ישראל. אדוני אהבתי מעון ביתך, ומקום משכן כבודך, משכן כבודך. ואני אשתחווה ואברכה לפני אדוני עושי. מה טובו, מה טובו, אוהליה יעקב, משכנותיה ישראל. ואני תפילתי לך, אדוני, את רצון אלוהים ברוב חסדך, אלוהים ברוב חסדך. ענני באמת אישך. מה טובו, מה טובו, אוהליה יעקב, משכנותיה ישראל. Please be seated. At the bottom of page 105. As we say the prayers of our ancestors, help us, O God, to remember their faith and devotion, their joy and suffering, most worthy of our heritage. May the tradition we have received live in us and pass from us to generations we shall never know, enriched by the truth we have found and the good we have done. So may we fulfill our task on earth and receive our blessing. Feel free to join in everything. Page 106. Eternal God, school us in your teachings and make us loyal to your commandments. May we never consent to evil or surrender to the temptation of self-content. Help us to rise above selfishness and make us responsive to the voice of conscience. Direct our every impulse to your service. Today and every day may we merit kindness and compassion in your sight, and in the sight of all who behold us, and let us know your love. We praise you, O God, for the love you daily show us. Do you want to put it? Foot of 106. Shavakeshar suri omiskabi erog lafanecha shachi vakamabi livnei gadulata emod v'ebahel ki enechatire kol makshavot libi ma ze asher yuchal halev harashon lasot umakoa ruhi betokibi hinei lachati tav zimrateinu shalken odak ve'ot yeh nishmat Elohim. Baruch Hashem Adonai Olam, Baruch Hu. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, המוחולה בפי עמו,
ושובם פורה בשון הסיתה ועבדת. משפחות וזמירות לגדלך בנמליך, הקן יקיד חיי עולמים. ברוך אתה אדוני, מלך מהולל בתשבחות. אשרי יושבי ביתך, עוד יהללוה, סלה. אשרי העם שככה לו, אשרי העם שאדוני אלוהיו.
Let's read Psalm 145 responsively on the bottom of page 108. Always I will exalt you, my sovereign God,
and praise your name forever.
beginning each day with praise.
I will extol your name forever.
Cause us to see your greatness is beyond us.
Eternal one forever to be praised.
Declaring your works to each generation,
We bear witness to your mighty acts.
even as they speak of your splendour.
So I will meditate on your wonderful deeds.
For as they tell of your awesome might,
So I will recount your greatness.
great is your goodness, which they celebrate.
As they sing of your righteousness,
Holding us in your grace and compassion,
you are patient and abounding in love,
in your goodness, eternal God.
and the mercy of all your creatures.
Joyfully your work shall thank you,
And your faithful ones shall praise you.
knowing how great is your majesty.
Amen.
Let all humanity perceive your power.
And the glorious splendor of your attention.
Mighty is your rule and everlasting.
Your reign endures in all generations.
O God, you support the falling,
And raise up all who are bowed down.
pleading all look in hope to you.
And give them their food in due season.
Quietly we open your hand.
Satisfy the needs of every living creature.
Righteous are you in all your ways.
And loving in all your deeds.
So near are you to all who call upon you.
To all who call upon you in truth.
The desire of those who revere you, you shall fill.
You hear their cry and help them.
Unceasingly our lips shall sing God's praise.
Let all creatures exalt God's holy name forever.
Vanaknu navaregia meata ve'adolam. Hallelujah.
Please rise.
Nishtabak shimcha le'ad malkeinu, האל המלך הגדול והקדוש בשמיים ובארץ, כי לך אדוני אלוהינו, אלוהי אבותינו, ושפחה, הלל וזמרה, ברכות והודאות מעתה ועד עולם. ברוך אתה אדוני, הבוהה בשירי זמרה.
Please turn to page 135, the Baruch Hu, and we'll do the melody that our student Rabbi Lev did last week, which starts with a nigun, and then you use the same nigun for the second line. Hopefully, things that are foreign the first time, 3 or 4 times, they'll become familiar.
Nine, 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 nine. Nine, 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 nine. Nine, 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 nine. Nine, 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 nine. Nine, 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 nine. Nine, 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 nine. Nine, 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 nine. Nine, 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 nine. Malchu et Adonai, hamevorach. Baruch Adonai, hamevorach, hamevorach leolam.
Genesis 1:3-6. Read together in the Hebrew. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, yotzeh or uverei choshech, oseh shalom uverei et hakol, המאיר לארץ, ולהרים עליך ברחמים, ובטובו מחדש בכל יום תמיד, מעשה ראשית, מה ראו מעשיך, אדוני, כולם בחוכמה עשית, מלאה הארץ קינך. תתברך, אדוני אלוהינו, על שבח מעשה ידיך, ועל מורה אור שעשית, יפרוך הסלע. Baruch atah Adonai yotzeh ha'orot.
Ahavachatanu Adonai Eloheinu Chemla gadola ve'yitecha hamalta aleinu Avinu malkeinu babu avoteinu shevatu v'cha Salamdem chukei chayim, ken techanenu, ud lamdenu, v'ten b'libeinu, havinu ul haskil, lishmoa lilmod ulamed, lishmoa lasot ulkayem, et kol divrei toratecha, ve'achava, v'cha'enenu b'toratecha, v'dabek libeinu mitzvotecha, la'yachel levavenu, le'achava u'lira et shemecha. Kivanu v'chata li'achetcha v'yachava, Baruch atah Adonai, Abohe b'amo Yisrael, ve'ahava. Let's stand. We stand. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem, Kavod Malchuto, Leolam Va'ed. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha, b'chol lovcha v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol modecha, v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele, asher anochim safcha, hayom al levavecha, v'shirantam levanecha, v'dibata bam, v'shivtecha b'veitecha, uv'lechtecha b'deret, uv'shokbecha uv'kumecha, ושאתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בעיניך, ופתחתם על מזוזות ביתך, ובשעריך. Please feel free to be seated. Welcome. למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, הייתם קדושים אלוהיכם, אני אדוני אלוהיהם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות להם לאלוהים. Ani Adonai Elohim. Let's read together in English. Good and beautiful and true, sound, established and enduring are these words.
True it is the eternal one, that you are our sovereign God and Redeemer, as you were the God and Redeemer of our ancestors. You are our Maker, the rock of our salvation. We have known you always as our help and our liberator. There is no God but you. Truly you are first and you are last. We have no Redeemer but you. You redeemed us from Egypt and freed us from the house of bondage. Then with great joy Moses, Miriam, and all Israel together
Tehilot, Osein, Felein, Nora, Tehilot, Osein, Felein, Shira Chadasha, Shivchu Gulim L'Shimcha, Asfat Hayam, Yachad Kolam, Hodu, Himlichu, Ve'amru, Adonai, Yimlok, Le'olam, Va'ed. The foot of page 139. So Yisrael, Kumar Bezrat Yisrael, Go Aleinu Adonai Tzvaot Shemo, Kadosh Yisrael, Baruch Atah Adonai, God Yisrael. So we come to the Amidah, the standing prayer. So please rise. We're on page 140, and I will be chanting quite a bit. These chants are quite familiar, so they're used in many synagogues, and I think some of these will know them. Adonai sefatai tifta ufi agitehilateha. Adonai sefatai tifta ufi agitehilateha. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Elohei Avotenu ve'imotenu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzhak Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibur V'hanora El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim V'koneh Hakol Zocher Chazdei Avot Imachot Umevi Goalim Nebneihem Laman Shamo Be'ahava Melech Ozeh Umashiach Umagen Baruch Atah Adonai Magen Avraham Ve'ezrat Sarah Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai Mahem Etim Atah Hoshia Mashif Haruach, Marit HaGashem, Mazniach HaShemesh, U'Marit Atar. Machakel Hayim B'Hesed, Machayim Eitim B'Rachamim Rabim, Somek Noflim, Orofe Holim, U'Matir Asurim, U'Makayem Emunato, B'Shenei Afa, Michamocha Ba'al Gevurot, U'Mido Melach, Melech Memit U'Mchayeh, U'Matzmiach Yeshua, V'Ne'eman Atah L'Chayot Metim, Baruch Atah Adonai, Mechayeh HaMetim. Kadesh et Shemcha ba'olam, Keshem shemakdishim oto b'shmei marom, Kaketuv al yad neviecha. Kadosh, 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 Adonai Sabaoth, V'lo kol כבוד אדוני ממקומו. במקומך מלכנו, תופיע ותמלוך עלינו, כי מחכים אנחנו לך. ימלוך אדוני לעולם, אלוהי ציון, לדור ודור. הללויה. לדור ודור, לדור ודור, לדור ודור נגיד God לך. לדור ודור, לדור ודור, לדור ודור נגיד God לך. ולנצח נצחים קדושתך נקדיש, קדושתך נקדיש. ושפע אלוהינו מפינו לא ימוש, לא ימוש לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש. Please feel free to be seated. The foot of page 142. You inspired our ancestors to hallow this day for your service. When, upon its coming, we pause to contemplate our life. We learn anew that we do not live by bread alone, but also by the spiritual nourishment that we receive when we open ourselves to your influence. We thank you for the Sabbath day, for the opportunity it offers to enhance the quality of our lives. We thank you for its joy and for its peace. May our worship help us to take into our hearts its message of holiness and consecrate all our days by devotion to what is true, beautiful, and good. Yismachu b'malchutcha, Yismachu b'malchutcha, Shomrei Shabbat v'korei onei, Amakadshe Shari, Amakadshe Shari, Kulam Yismachu v'yitangu miduvecha, V'hashvir asita bo v'kidashto, V'hashvir asita bo v'kidashto. Chendat yamin oto karaza, Zecher l'maaseh v'reishit. Foot of 143. Eloheinu v'elahei avotenu, v'atzei v'nuchatenu, chadshenu mitzvotecha, v'ten chelkenu b'toratecha, sabenu mituvecha, v'samchenu b'shuatecha, v'taher libenu v'oftecha be'emet. Chanchilenu Adonai Eloheinu b'chalva u'chatzon Shabbat kodshecha, v'nucha ba Yisrael mekadshei shumecha. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh haShabbat. Let's read the English together at the top of page 144. Eternal God, be gracious to your people Israel, and in your love accept their prayers. May our worship now always be acceptable in your sight. We praise you, O God, whom alone we worship in reverence. We give thanks to you, Eternal One, our God, as you were the God of our ancestors. You are the rock of our protect, the power that shields us in every age. We thank and praise you for our lives, which in your hand, for our souls which are in your keeping, for the signs of your presence we encounter every day, for your wondrous gifts at all times, morning, noon, and night. We praise you, O God, source of goodness, to whom our thanks are due. Sim shalom, sim shalom, tova uvracha, chen v'chesed v'rachamim, aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, al kol Yisrael, amecha. B'cheinu avinu kulanu ka'echad ve'or panecha, ki ba'or panecha natata lanu Adonai Eloheinu. Sim shalom, tova ahavat chesed ustaka uvracha v'rachamim v'chayim v'shalom sim shalom sim shalom tova uvracha chen v'chesed v'rachamim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael al kol Yisrael amecha v'tov b'necha levarech et amcha Yisrael v'et kol ha'amim v'et kol et shabishlomecha sim shalom sim shalom tova uvracha chen v'chesed v'rachamim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael al kol Yisrael amecha Baruch atah Adonai Osei HaShalom. Let's take a few moments of silence. Osei Shalom Miromav Uyaseh Shalom Aleinu Ve'al kol Yisrael Ve'al kol Bnei Adam Yaseh Shalom Yaseh Shalom Shalom Aleinu Ve'al kol Yisrael Yaseh Shalom Yaseh Shalom Shalom Aleinu Ve'al kol Yisrael. I wasn't going to do a theme, but then I realised that tomorrow is Tu B'Shvat, tomorrow evening, which is the new year for trees, and it's traditionally a very, very minor festival, which was basically the dating for counting trees. You counted them from this date, you're working out how old they were, and it's become reinvented in the 20th century. I'm not quite sure when. I'm very interested in exactly when, as a kind of ecology festival, which is something we could all do with. I think it's a very good idea. I'm going to guess it happened sometime in the 60s. And I think the Jewish National Fund might have something to do with it, but I don't need to do further research. But it's had something of a revival, and so I thought we'd read a reading for Tu B'Shvat instead of a theme, which is on page 402. 402. And there's a bit of trivia for you. So 2, Tet Vav, is the Hebrew numbering for 15. You know what? So Tet is 9 and Vav is 6. It's quite, no one knows this. Normally you have like Yud Aleph is 11, Yud Bet is 12. But you don't have Yud Hey, because that would be the name of God. That would be Yah. So you have to have 9 plus 6, Tet Vav, to avoid that. So if you're ever looking through a very traditional, if you look in the Chumash, you'll see that the chapters, they say like Yud Dalit, like so in very frum books they don't even have numbers. You have to know your Hebrew numerology to find your way around. So it's a useful skill when you're next to Mesharim or wherever you might go on your holidays. The first day of Shvat is the new year of the trees, according to the school of Shammai. But according to the school of Hillel, it's the 15th day of the month. The view of the school of Hillel prevailed, and in modern times the 15th of Shvat, Tu B'Shvat, has become a joyful festival, especially in the land of Israel. There the trees begin to bud at this season of the year, and the planting of saplings is a way of bringing new life to a soil that was neglected for many centuries. The roots of the trees draw up water from deep underground and hold firm the sandy soil. Each year the falling leaves add to the goodness of the earth below, and the colour of the trees on bare hillsides and plains restores the beauty of a fertile and promised land. But the love of trees for their usefulness as well as their beauty is not something new. It goes back to ancient times. And God said, "Let the earth put forth vegetation, plants yielding seed, and fruit trees upon the earth bearing fruit in which is their seed, each according to its kind. And God saw that it was good."
In days to come they shall all sit under their own vines, under their own fig trees, and none shall make them afraid.
One who goes out in springtime and sees trees sprouting should say,
"We praise the eternal God, whose word lacks nothing. You have created in it beautiful creatures and beautiful trees for our enjoyment."
From the very beginning of creation, God's first concern was with the planting. For that is what Scripture implies when it says, "The eternal God planted a garden in Eden." Therefore you too, when you enter the land, should concern yourself first of all with planting. That is what Scripture teaches when it says, "When you come into the land, you shall plant."
If you hold a sapling ready for planting in your hand, and they tell you the Messiah has come, go ahead and plant your sapling, and then go to read the Messiah.
I like this text, but I'm not sure whether it's trying to say that trees are important or the Messiah isn't that important. You can read it both ways. Once, when the Roman Emperor Hadrian was walking along one of the paths that led to Tiberias, he saw an old man digging trenches to plant saplings of fig trees. "How old are you?" the emperor asked him, and he answered, 100 years. "You're 100 years old," said Hadrian, "yet you are digging trenches to plant saplings of fig trees. Do you ever hope to eat of them?" Then the old man replied,
"If I am worthy, I shall eat, but even if not, as my ancestors worked for my benefit, so I will work for the benefit of my children."
The following prayer is recited when trees are planted in the land of Israel. I think we can recite it anywhere. "Eternal God, take pleasure in your land and bestow on it the goodness of your grace. Let it be blessed with dew, and may bountiful rains fall in their season to bring moisture to Israel's hills and valleys, so as to water every plant and tree, and these saplings which we plant before you this day."
May their roots grow deep and their grounds spread wide, that they may blossom gracefully among all the trees of Israel, for blessing and for beauty.
Grant strength to all who labour to revive the sacred soil and make its deserts bloom. Bless, O God, their efforts, and look favourably upon the work of their hands. Ashkedi aporechet v'shemesh pazorechet Tziporim merosh kol gag mevasrotet bohahag Tu b'shvat hegia haka'ilayot Tu b'shvat hegia haka'ilayot. I'm glad I wasn't anyone singing that. I didn't know it. I looked it up. So, where do you know it from? Just from
Israel.
Yeah, it's apparently right. Okay, so we will continue now with our Torah service, which can be found on page 481, I think. Is that right?
Yes.
I should have that memorised, shouldn't I? There is none like you, Eternal One, among the gods people worship, and there are no deeds like yours. Your sovereignty is everlasting. Your reign endures from age to age. In Kamocha Elohim Adonai, Ve'in Kamaseha, Malchutecha Malchut Olamim, Umemshaltecha Bechol Tov Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo, Gadlul Adonai iti, Uramama Shemo Yatav. Lecha Adonai HaGedula v'HaGevura v'HaTiferet v'HaNitzav v'HaHod Ki chol b'shamayim u'v'haaretz Lecha Adonai HaMamlecha v'Hamidnaseh l'chol l'rosh. Please be seated. So today we are reading from Parashat Beshalach, and like all Torah portions, it is incredibly rich, and there is an awful lot I could have chosen to read. But because of the tradition of Shabbat Shirah, because I like singing, I decided to read the Song of the Sea, Shirat Hayam. So this is the moment where the Israelites are making their grand escape, and this is a wonderful bit of ancient poetry. And scholars think that it's one of the oldest texts in the Torah. It probably predates some of the texts around it. So if you look very carefully, the text, the Song of the Sea, only talks about the drowning of the Egyptians. It doesn't talk about the sea splitting to let the Israelites through. So they're probably different traditions that you think they're together because they're put together, but they're probably different datings. And the Hebrew is slightly different. You can sort of tell when one goes to the other. But it's a beautiful text, and I'll talk about it more later in the service. But I think it has a real immediacy, and I'm sure everybody's familiar with the midrash that's quoted in the Haggadah about the angels wanting to sing God's praises during this moment, and God saying, it's fine for Israelites to sing because they're going through it, but I forbid you to sing because my people are drowning in the sea. So the Egyptians are still God's people, and if you're going through after trauma, it's one thing to celebrate, but ultimately it's not something for outsiders to be happy about because this is a tragedy as well. So we are going to be reading chapter 15. So that can be found Tetvav 2 on page 415 in the Solacino. I don't know what page it's on in the other book.
107.
107. Thank you very much. Any other books people like to mention? Cookbook, Jewish calendar, whatever.
We're doing after work.
No, not right. Is there any we were just talking earlier, is there anybody that would like to be called up for an Aliyah that fancies reading the best, and otherwise Adrian's happily offered to do it? Anybody fancy it? It can be a nice thing if you've got a celebration or something you'd like to mark, but you don't have to.
I have a celebration.
Yes?
Yeah. It's my younger son's birthday today.
Lovely. What's your name? I'll call you up.
Hannah Bat Moshe Eliyahu.
Tamot, Hannah Bat Moshe Eliyahu Likat HaTorah. I know, it's not service, it's not so fun.
Baruch Adonai HaMavorach.
Baruch Adonai HaMavorach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai HaMavorach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam. Asher Bacharvanu Mikol Ha'amim. V'natan Lanu Et Torato. Baruch Ata Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen. You want to follow it? Anybody want to follow it, just in case I make it?
Yeah.
Any mistakes? tradition is always have people follow me, because it's like, we've got to get this right. So it's a team effort to make sure we don't say meaningless things. So I'm chanting this traditional tune, which is it's not quite like laming, it's a special tune that only occurs for this.
אז ישיר משה ובני ישראל את השירה הזאת לאדוני ויאמרו לאמור השירה לאדוני כי גאו סוס ורוכבו רמה בים עזי בזמרתיה ויהי לי לישועה זה לי וענווהו אלוהי אבי ורוממנו אדוני איש מלחמה אדוני שמו מחבות פרעה והלו ירא בים ומיכה של אישיו תובעו בים סוף תהמו יחסימו ידו מסלות כמו אבן ימינך אדוני נדרי בכוח ימינך אדוני תירס אויב וברוב גאונך תהרוס קמך תשלח ארונך יוקלמו כקש וברוח אפיך נמו מים ניצבו כמו נוזלים קפאו תהמות בלב ים עמה אויב אדוב אסיק אכלי שלל תמלאמו נפשי אריך בו תרישמו ידי נשבת ברוחך כי שימו ים סוללו כעופרת במים אדירים מי כמוך באלים אדוני מי כמוך נדע בקודש נורא תהילות אוסף אלה נתיתך ימינך תבלעמו ארץ נחית בחסדך עם זוג גאלת נחלת בעוזך על נערי קודשך שמעו עמים יגזון חילך אז יושבי פלשת אז נבהלו פלשת אז נבהלו אלופי אדום אלי מואב יחזמו רעד נמגו כל יושבי כנען תפעול עליהם אימתה ופחד בגדול רוחך ידמו כאבן עד יבוא עמך אדוני עד יבוא עמזו כניצה תביאמו והיטאמו בך נחלתך מכון שבטך פעלות אדוני מקדש אדוני כוננו ידיך אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד בסוס פרעה רוכבו ופרשה בים ישב אדוני עליהם את מי הים ובני ישראל הלכו ביבשה בתוך הים ותיקח מרים הנביאה אחות אהרון את הטף בידה ותצען כל הנשים אחריך בתופים ובמחלות ותען לכם מרים שירו לאדוני כי גאה סוס ברוכבו רמה בים.
Sorry, you want to read the English?
I wasn't sure of the correct order, but traditionally that you only sing the first bit, but I wanted to make sure Miriam's song got included, so it seems important. Then sang Moses and the children of Israel this song to the Lord and spoke, saying, I will sing unto the Lord, for he is highly exalted. The horse and his rider hath he thrown into the sea. The Lord is my strength and song, and he has become my salvation. This is my God, and I will glorify him. My father's God, and I will exalt him. The Lord is a man of war, the Lord is his name. Pharaoh's chariots and his host hath he cast into the sea, and his chosen captains are sunk into the Red Sea. The deeps cover them, they went down into the depths like a stone. Thy right hand, O Lord, glorious in power. Thy right hand, O Lord, dashes to pieces the enemy. And in the greatness of thine excellency thou overthrows them that rise up against them. You send forth your wrath, it consumes them as stubble. And with a blast of your nostrils the waters were piled up. The floods stood upright as a heap. Deeps were congealed in the heart of the sea. The enemy said, I will pursue, I will overtake, I will divide the spoil. My lust shall be satisfied upon them. I will draw my sword, my hand shall destroy them. You blew your wind, the sea covered them. They sank as lead in the mighty waters. Who is like you, God, among the mighty? Who is like you, glorious in holiness, fearful in praises, doing wonders? You stretched out your right hand, the earth swallowed them. In your love you have led your people, you have redeemed. You have guided them in your strength to your holy place. The people have heard, they tremble, pangs have taken hold on the inhabitants of Philistine. Then were the chiefs of Edom affrighted, the mighty men of Moab trembling. All the inhabitants of Canaan are melted away. Terror and dread falls upon them. By the greatness of your arm they are still as a stone. Till your people pass over, God. Till the people pass over, you have God. You bring them and plant them in your mountain of your inheritance, the place, O Lord, for which you have made for them to dwell in, for you to dwell in. Your sanctuary, God, which your hands have established, the Lord will reign forever and ever. The horses of Pharaoh went in with his chariots and with his horsemen into the sea, and the Lord brought back the waters of the sea upon them. And the children of Israel walked on dry land in the midst of the sea. And Miriam the prophetess, the sister of Aaron, took a timbrel in her hand, and all the women went out with her with timbrels and with dances. And Miriam sang to them, Sing ye to the Lord, for he is highly exalted. The horse and his rider he hath thrown into the sea.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah emet, v'chayei olam natan b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai, noten ha'olam.
There. You raise up. Baruch Shenatan Torah Le'amo Israel Ikdushato. You might have seen it's got a special layout. It's the only place in the Torah that's got that particular layout, which makes it very easy to find. Do we have a Haftarah reader? Thank you very much. Are you reading Psalms?
Yes.
So the traditional Haftarah reading is also a song, but I think we have a different Haftarah reading. So please be seated.
The Haftarah reading is from Psalms 78, Psalm 78, verses 1 to 29 from the JPSA Tanakh on page 1198. 1198. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bahar v'nish'a'im tovim, v'rasa, v'dvireihem, hane'amarim ba'emet. Baruch atah Adonai, haboher v'torah u'Moshe, Avada Yisrael, Amar Uvonim, Ham-emet B'sedek. Give ear, my people, to my teaching. Turn your ear to what I say. I'll expound a theme. Hold forth on the lessons of the past, things we have heard and known that our fathers have told us. We will not withhold them from their children, telling the coming generation the praise of the Lord and his might, and the wonders he performed. He established a decree in Jacob, ordained a teaching in Israel, charging our fathers to make them known to their children, that a future generation might know, children yet to be born, and in turn tell their children, that they might put their confidence in God, and not forget God's great deeds, but observe his commandments, and not be like their fathers, a wayward and defiant generation, a generation whose heart was inconstant, whose spirit was not true to God. Like the Ephraimite bowmen, who played false in the day of battle, they did not keep God's covenant, they refused to follow his instruction, they forgot his deeds, and the wonders that he showed them. He performed marvels in the sight of their fathers, in the land of Egypt, the plain of Zoan. He split the sea, took them through it. He made the waters stand like a wall. He led them with a cloud by day, and throughout the night by the light of fire. He split the rocks in the wilderness, and gave them drink as if from the great deep. He brought forth streams from a rock, and made them flow down like a river. But they went on sinning against him, defying the Most High in the parched land. To test God was in their mind when they demanded food for themselves. They spoke against God, saying, "Can God spread a feast in the wilderness?" True, he struck the rock and waters flowed, streams gushed forth. But can he provide bread? Can he supply his people with meat? The Lord heard and he raged. Fire broke out against Jacob. Anger flared up at Israel, because they did not put their trust in God, did not rely on his deliverance. He commanded the skies above, he opened the doors of heaven, and rained manna upon them for food, giving them heavenly grain. Each man ate a hero's meal, he sent them provision in plenty. He set the east wind moving in heaven, and drove the south wind by his might. He rained meat on them like dust, winged birds like the sands of the sea, making them come down inside his camp, around his dwelling place. They ate till they were sated. He gave them what they craved. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, zu kol ha'olamim, tzadik b'chol hadorot, ha'el ha'ne'eman, ha'ameh, v'osei ha'madaber, v'makim shekol dovrim ameh b'sedek. Al ha'torah v'ol ha'avodah v'al ha'anavi'im v'al ha'shabbat hazeh shenatanu lanu Adonai Eloheinu l'kiddusha u'l'manuha l'hovod u'm'toko eret al hakol Adonai Eloheinu anachnu modim lo u'mevarehim ata yisbaha v'shimhach b'fi kol hai tamid yalam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai l'kadesh Shabbat.
Amen. Shikoya. So we are on page 484. Could we have volunteers to read some of the community and country prayers on page 484? Someone. Good.
Eternal God, whose dominion embraces the universe, we ask your blessing for our Sovereign Lady, Queen Elizabeth, and all the royal family, for those who govern our country and all who influence the quality of its national life. Make them conscious of their responsibility and teach them to exercise it in accordance with your will. May we all help to fashion in this country a society that excels in freedom and justice, tolerance and compassion, so that it may be a force for righteousness and peace in the life of humanity.
Eternal God, as you blessed our ancestors in generations past, bless this congregation, its leaders and its members, and all who enter this synagogue to meet, to study and to pray. Comfort the sorrowing hearts among us and heal those in anxiety or pain. May we all find here community and friendship, renewal of purpose and hope, a deeper understanding of our heritage, and a sense of your abiding presence. Bless all the congregations of the House of Israel throughout the world. Let those who live under oppressive rule soon be freed, and may we all unite to witness your truth and do your will.
Eternal God, our rock and redeemer, grant blessing for the state of Israel, created to fulfill an age-old dream, and to be a haven for the oppressed. Inspire its leaders and citizens with faithfulness to the aims of its founders, to develop the land for the benefit of all its inhabitants, and to implement the prophetic ideals of liberty and justice. May they live in harmony with one another and in peace with their neighbours, and cause to come true once more the ancient vision that out of Zion shall go forth Torah and the word of God from Jerusalem.
Thank you very much. The photo page 486. Hallelujah, Shem Adonai, ki nizgav shemo levado, hodo el eretz v'shamayim, v'yaren keren ve'amo, te'ila l'chol chasita, b'nei Yisrael am karovo. Hallelujah. Scroll back, we're on page 489. Ki nechotov natati lachem Torati al tazovu eis chayvi lamachazikim Please be seated. So, when I was a student, I sang in a church choir. This was in Cambridge, so pretty much all the choirs are church choirs, so you don't have much choice in the matter. People familiar with Cambridge is like about 1 million chapels, about a chapel for every 3 people. In the University Park, Cambridge, anyway. So the choir I was in, we sang once a week in King's College Chapel, giving the main King's Choir, the one you see on TV at Christmas, a day off. We were just the sort of backup, as it were. Dressed in gowns, we sang a variety of beautiful music of all centuries, all of which have words that articulated Christian theology and beliefs. I didn't mind at all. I was there to sing. But when it came to the spoken sections, the credo, since we were simply supposed to speak alongside the community, I just kept stum. And my friend, who was atheist rather than Jewish, did the same as me, but he had the misfortune to be caught in the act of not speaking by the dean. Why didn't you join in? The creed, she demanded to know. I'm afraid I don't believe in it, he politely admitted. Her response was trenchant. You think I believe in all this patriarchal novel crap I have to read every week? I quote. And there's a lot of that kind of liturgy akin. So, people doing things they don't believe in because of a role, because of a tradition. But I'm more interested in me and my friend's distinction between speaking things which we wouldn't do and singing them which we were willing to do. So Shirat Hayam, the Song of the Sea, is sung by the Israelites at this key moment in the Exodus bibliodrama, this crossing of the sea and the drowning of the Egyptian army. It's a very militaristic text, as you might have picked up already. God is described as Ish Milchama, a man of war, and God's violent destruction of the Egyptians is described in all sorts of gory details, and all the other peoples are afraid of what's happening and hoping it won't happen to them. So I don't know if it's a text that I really relish reading, but I do relish singing it. And when it's sung to the beautiful it's the Spanish and Portuguese melody, it feels to me at least less like a song of war, more like a song of love, of release, or perhaps of gratitude. Reading the words Michamocha Ba'alim Adonai, if we're reading them, we can academically think about the text history, because it shows a time when Israelites weren't monotheists, but they just thought Adonai was better than all the other gods. Michamocha Ba'adonai, Michamocha Ba'alim, who is like you among the gods. So it actually it reflects that polytheistic time. But when we sing that text in every Friday night, Saturday morning service, the experience is different. It's the experience of putting ourselves into the drama of the Exodus that's constantly occurring, and using that drama to hopefully escape from whatever Mitzrayim, whatever narrow places that are constricting us in our own lives. So I think this says something about the nature of song and singing. That for me, anyway, words set to music undergo a transformation. They become something more than themselves in the process of becoming fused with sound. Words that seem clear on the page can become enhanced, undermined, ironised, made more joyful, made sadder, or made nostalgic. Sometimes, in fact, songs can be sung despite the words, rather than because of them. Think of the Kol Nidre that many rabbis objected to historically, but survived because congregations loved its music, and the music spoke to them, whatever the word said, what the rabbis thought. So, what I was saying about song kind of goes against a commonly understood or commonly held views of religion. So, a common perspective is that what really matters in religion is that we should understand and believe in what we're saying. It's no good if we don't understand the language we're praying in, and it's no good the words are set to some fancy intricate music which obstruct the plain meaning of the text. So that was originally a Protestant approach, and it led to prayer in the vernacular rather than in Latin, in German originally, by Luther, and the tradition of hymn singing rather than polyphony, that dates from Lutheranism. It dates from the Reformation as well. But I think this ideology has impacted beyond the Christian world, and I think it's been the basis of understanding of classical reform and liberal Judaism as well. As progressive Jews, we pray a substantial chunk of our service in the vernacular, in English in our case, rather than Hebrew. And by and large, we've got rid of the sort of rich system of nusach, of different modes, which govern different days of the week and different parts of the service, in favour of either reading or singing pieces to art music, originally in the style of Felix Mendelssohn, but sometimes kind of a different style, but generally art music, so reading and kind of art music. So growing up in a liberal shul, which I did, I mostly heard the Torah read rather than sung. I think it was a rarity for it to be laid in my shul. I think everyone recognises what I'm talking about, right? This kind of discourse of belief in what we're saying. So that all makes sense if you really believe in what you're saying. But what if you don't? It's not like we're short of doubts, I would suggest. We've got biblical criticism, which showed us that the Mosaic text is a mosaic, written by multiple authors with multiple agendas in multiple periods. We're part of a society in which theistic beliefs are increasingly rare and increasingly seen as eccentric. Post-war Jewish life has gone in the direction of ethno-cultural secularism rather than towards greater faith. So a kind of hermeneutic based on believing classical theological texts, even if they're liberal ones, seems a little unwise, seems doomed to failure to me, anyway. So I am suggesting a different approach. That we stop assuming that we should believe in all or even any of what we say in prayer and ritual, but instead elevate it to the level of emotion and reflection,
focus on the sounds of the words and the emotions they elicit in us, treat everything as poetry, as rhetoric, as lyric. In other words, sing. And I think we feel the difference. When you speak, "Hear, O Israel, the Lord is our God, the Lord is one," it sounds like a credo, a declaration of faith, especially if we stand up to say it. But if we sing, "Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad," we get echoes of ancestry, and we get a sense of, I think, emotional lightness as the sort of sibilant consonants of Shema Yisrael transition into the vowel-heavy articulation of the divine names Adonai Echad. No, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Eloheinu. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu. But ultimately, this sense of treating words as sounds rather than fixed meanings is only the first stage. Ultimately, I think all song aspires to the point of pure sound, of primal cries of pain and ecstasy. When we just sing without needing to know the words. But fortunately, Judaism's got a way of thinking about this. It's called nigunim. It's a tradition of the Hasidim, which in its early period, from the Baal Shem Tov, is all about playing down the intellect and playing down rationality in favour of emotion, of connection, of going beyond the literal. So we can sing, I think, without barriers of words, without letting the rationalist side of our brains block us from connecting with a kind of primal joy of sound, which I think represents the primal joy of being. In the mystical sources, the Song of the Sea represents the song of the universe, as the Israelites, God, and the angels sing together. The song is seen as having messianic overtones. The first words, Az Yashia, Shim Moshe, are in the future tense. So it gets treated by the Kabbalists as a song that will be sung at the end of days. Just as the physical redemption from Egypt was accompanied by music, so will the spiritual redemption of the future, when music will be perfected and new tones added to the musical scale. So I hope that in our journey towards the messianic future, we Shir Adonai Shechadash, we sing to God or to sing to the universe new songs. And that doing so, we manage to sort of transcend meaning and learn to just sing. That's all I have. Anyone want to come back on that? Or
I'd like to say that you articulated so beautifully what I felt in my heart for years. And thank you so much.
oh, thank you.
I was going to say exactly the same thing, so yes.
Thank you.
Doing that into
I think
one.
I've been wrestling you as well. And as a musician, I definitely think about it more, but I think it's all for all of us.
But it's part of the problem we have as postmodern Jews.
Right.
We're wrapped with doubts, we're wrapped with rationality.
Yeah.
And singing is the one way to connect
Yeah.
with our ancestry.
I'm very much.
And to put aside all those rational doubts
Mm.
and to engage on a more emotional level.
Definitely. I'm definitely putting a postmodern approach that we're not rejecting rationality, but we're kind of going beyond it and saying it's
Or
not
accept
everything.
both together.
Exactly. Yeah, very much so. Hexabah.
Yeah, for me, the Exodus 15 was actually the first part of the Tanakh that I actually learnt to sing. And I never had any other experience, and that was over 15 years ago.
Oh.
So I've been singing that song ever since,
Ah.
rather than reading it. So that's why it's quite significant to hear it today.
Oh, that's so lovely.
Mm-mm.
Beautiful.
And one thing, what you said today goes quite well with what Lev said last week, that another reason for, say, coming is for a sense of community.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. Me and Lev are good friends. We influence each other all the time. So. Okay.
I'd like to say also, like in Henry V, people who weren't here today should be sorry. I'm not the exact Shakespearean words, but those who are not with us today
Oh.
and sleeping in their beds have missed out something
That's
really
That's
beautiful.
very sweet of you.
So there should be some Christmas then.
So the trend is now for a lot of people to join choirs.
Mm.
It's very, and especially in churches. Churches give their spaces for choirs.
Yeah.
and it makes you feel amazing. If you ever sung in the choir, go on, sorry.
Well, I have. There's a choir near me, and it's in West Hampstead church, and a few Jews go to it.
Yeah.
And they sing all sorts of songs, including Christian,
Yeah.
you know. But I mean, it lifts up one's soul singing.
I guarantee you will feel better after 2 hours singing, like, however you start. You won't change your life, but you'll definitely feel more elevated than when you began. It's kind of scientifically proved, but I don't think we need to know
It's
that.
very good for depression and dementia. It's very good.
Exactly. It really is.
May I just say one thing? That it's fine as far as religious music is concerned, and you can encompass and bring together more things by actually singing rather than thinking what you're saying. But that, of course, doesn't apply to secular music. You can't, in opera, separate the words from the music. In Lieder, the words are one of the most important parts. So it applies to religious situations, but not necessarily to music in other situations.
I take your point. I'm not sure that's always true. I think there are pop songs and folk songs that we take out of context, and I hear you. I hear you.
I think exactly what you're saying, Joseph, is in the film Cabaret, when there's that very disturbing scene where the young hippie gets up and starts singing that most wonderful
Tomorrow Belongs to Me.
Yes, Tomorrow Belongs to Me. And yet the music is so hopeful, inspiring, but yet it's so...
It's very clever, right? It shows you how people become seduced.
Manipulation, yes.
Yeah, absolutely. So, no, I think that's a fair point. Music is powerful, but also dangerous. So I'm not suggesting you completely turn off critical faculties, but have them in dialogue.
I believe you're absolutely right when you said that music helps you express those two primal needs of either pain or fear and hope and love. And then you could do a whole discourse just on the emotional release, psychological release.
Absolutely. Okay, I'm going to go on just to make sure we don't go crazy overrun. I'm going to do a sort of alternative Alenu in the tradition of Rabbi Danny Rich. I think Kevin's done this as well. Has done a Marge Piercy text, which is in the Siddur. And I'm going to do a different one which relates to what we're talking about. And this is by Rav Kook, Avraham Kook, who was, people might know, was a great Jewish mystic, 20th century. He was the chief rabbi of I'm not sure it's pre-state. Yeah, pre-state. Chief rabbi of Palestine in the Yishuv period. Lived in London in the First World War, and a really interesting thinker. So this will kind of hit the place of the other lady as a text looking forward to a kind of future. There is one who sings the song of his own life, and in himself he finds everything, his full spiritual satisfaction. There is another who sings the song of his people. He leaves the circle of his own individual self because he finds it without sufficient breadth, without an idealistic basis. He aspires toward the heights, and he attaches himself with a gentle love to the whole community of Israel. Together with her, he sings her songs. There is another who reaches towards more distant realms and goes beyond the boundary of Israel to sing the song of all human beings. His spirit extends to the wider vistas of majesty of man generally, and his noble essence. Then there is one who rises towards wider horizons, and he links himself with all existence, with all God's creations, with all worlds, and sings his song with them. It is one of such as this, the tradition has said that whoever sings a portion of song each day is assured of having a place in the world to come. And there is one who rises with all these songs in one ensemble, and they join their voices. Together they sing their songs with beauty. Each one lends vitality and life to the other. Their sounds of joy and gladness, sounds of jubilation and celebration, sounds of ecstasy and holiness. The song of the self, the song of the people, the song of man, the song of the world, all merge in this person at all times, in every hour. And this full comprehensiveness rises to become the song of holiness, the song of God, the song of Israel, in its full strength and beauty, in its full authenticity and greatness. The name Israel, Yisrael, stands for Shir El, the song of God. It's a simple song, a twofold song, a threefold song, and a fourfold song. It's the song of songs of Solomon, Shlomo, which means peace or wholeness. It is the song of the king in whom all is wholeness. נאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו Creator of the universe, you give us life, in which joys and sorrows are commingled in accordance with your wisdom. You send death with the promise of eternal peace. Teach us to accept humbly and courageously whatever burden is laid upon us. Comfort those who mourn, and let the light of faith illumine the darkness of their sorrow with hope of immortality. Strengthen us at all times with unfailing trust in your providence. And this week we remember the following people: Archie Cole, grandfather of Celia Hitgrave; Edith Collick, mother of Sandra Rose; Florence Collick, grandmother of Sandra Rose; Isidore Collick, grandfather of Sandra Rose; Charles Gilbert, father of Shirley Cheffetz; Jenny Golding, wife of Victor Golding; Eleanor Haberman, wife of Michael Haberman; Ruth Lester, sister of Sandra Rose; Sidney Rose, father of Stuart Rose. Is there any other names people are thinking of? We just say it to ourselves. And let's join together in remembering all those people and all those that haven't got anyone to remember them in the words of the Kaddish on page 524. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, v'alma tigrach kirotei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chai echol u'yom echol, u'v'chei techol beit Yisrael, v'aralav siman kariv v'imru amen, yehei shemei rabbah v'rach le'olam v'mei hamaya, yitvarach v'yishtabach v'yitba'ar v'yitronah v'yitnaseh, yitadal v'yitalei v'yitalal shemei t'kudshah v'richu, Le'elam mikol v'chata v'shivata, v'shivata v'nechamata, t'amiram v'yamar v'yimru amen. Yehei shlama rabba bin Shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'kol Yisrael, v'yimru amen. Oseh shalom k'dromav, hu yaseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'al kol b'nei Adam, v'yimru amen. Please be seated. And we conclude that Al-Olam on page 525. Do we know where they're up to?
Yes, the rabbi is still in her message, so it will probably be another 10 minutes or so.
So we're not in a massive rush?
No.
Okay, I'll do it slightly slower and slightly faster. No. It's always balancing, isn't it? Page 525. Adonai Olam Hashem Allah B'Terem Kol Yasin bichunem. Ya Adonai panav elenu bichunem. Yisa Adonai panav elenu v'yasem lanu shalom. May God bless us and keep us. May God look kindly upon us and gracious to us. May God reach out to us in tenderness and give us peace. Shabbat shalom.
Very interesting.
Just before we go downstairs for a joint kiddush, I'd first of all like to thank Joseph. And I said to him before the service, I said, you are not undervalued, but you're certainly underused with his ability. And I think I can safely say for all of us, and echoing Janet's words, a breath of fresh air. So, Joseph, thank you. And you will be asked again, and we look forward to the next one. Just to highlight next Shabbat, Friday night service, there is no service here, but we're having a Friday night evening at Sufra in Stonebridge Park. So those of you that would like to go along and support, have a meal, spend some time talking to people who are who need support. People who need support. You can have a wonderful meal there. Just make a small donation, and it's a very worthwhile evening. It's a great operation, and some of the things they do there are quite really eye-opening. And next Shabbat, we have the delightful Hannah and Esther taking the service. There's something to look forward to next Shabbat. So there are two things for your diary.
Thanks.
Oh, I think so.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jen.
Are you okay? Thank you. Nice to meet you. I'm not quite sure what time we're supposed to finish. Very similar. It's about yeah, nice.
Hello,
Good, right.
how are you? How's your family? Everyone's well?
Yes. Yeah, quite a lot of people came actually. People turn out for like experience. There's like, oh yeah, what's going on?
Well, wasn't it? It was good.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm coming with Flower.
Southgate Progressive. No, Stephen Howard.
Oh, I see.
I think I was from the shore. I knew Abigail very well growing up.
Did you ever meet her father? Phil Cohen.
Religious. I did.
A character from the film.
Only once, not often, yeah.
Which college were you at?
Pet.
We had a son at Roberts.
Thank you.
When we do our service,
you do whatever you want. I was doing what I was doing. It just seemed easier rather than put musician. It seemed easier.
I'm going to be history.
I studied music. Music is my training, but not singing.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
You're going to bouncy. I'll do the bouncy.
I do want to do that. Okay. Right, well.
He's our music director.
Okay, that's wonderful. I was on It came on the right day, didn't I?
You first service.
Many years ago, I learned it to read. As you say,
You know what that means?
Yes.
It's very strange vocabulary.
It is actually quite tricky. It's relatively. Yeah, there were little. I'm in your father. But my prep plan wasn't quite as much as I would normally do.
I do.
It's hard. You just got to do it again and again. It's like about learning.
If you just bear with me.
Thank you.
Wonderful, energetic, and come on, let's go down.
Splendid.
Thank you.
And well,
How are you?
Yeah, fine.
Oh yeah, well done, Hepzibah, the first one.
yes, well,
Yes, we have a problem with our eldest.
you're on the list.
Yes, he had another scan yesterday, and he has the results on
Yes,
Tuesday.
I didn't realise.
So,
I thought he was
waiting on that, and then what the results.
Stage fright.
It's
I'll go downstairs.
It's all a question of getting used to it. You know the basics, and keep the skull bone.
Fine, okay, thank you very much.
I was a bit worried.
No, that's fine. It's only supposed to be properly.
Trying to see Joseph trying to get the skull.
I should really give them
No.
You said everything else.
I'll
Okay,
give you
good.
the Ukraine.
This is go
Let's go down
to
the
yes, the Ukraine communities.
No, when you translate,
I must
that you
You have you read?
scans position.
That's a really nice idea to get people to read
So,
The various prayers, yes,
and
yeah.
so
Oh, thank you very much,
is
Hannah.
I would have
Is it downstairs?
Downstairs now, yeah.
You sat there, she said, I've got to sat there, so she's near the arm.
Yes, yes,
Easier to shift.
yeah.
And then I find that being in a position over here, so if the person is
Okay.
is that you've got contact with the rabbi, and you've got contact here, and then you can always just touch this person on the elbow.
Right, okay. So I'll say that's.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it
And
makes
you'll find
sense.
out what works for you.
Yeah.
They're like, it's trying to shepherd cats at times. So you just got to be on top of
The
it.
lady here. She's
Yeah, that's Joseph's wife.
Yeah, they'll come
Oh,
back.
I thought so.
We're going downstairs.
Oh, okay.